Hello and welcome to the second edition of Language of Chemistry. In the first part, we understood what are symbols, radicals, valencies and valency chart. I have already told you that it is very important for you to learn this valency chart by heart. In this part, we are going to learn how to write chemical formulas using valency chart and balancing of chemical equation. First of all, let's start with writing of chemical formulas. Let's take few examples. First of all, copper sulfate. In copper sulfate, we have copper and sulfate ion. Copper is 2 plus and sulfate is 2 minus. If we use these two valencies, they will cut each other and the formula is copper sulfate. Let's take our second example, aluminium nitrate. Aluminium nitrate contains aluminium and nitrate radicals. In this, aluminium is 3 plus and nitrate is 1 minus. Here, if we do the cross multiplication of the valencies, we get the formula AlNO3 whole thrice. Here we use this bracket to separate the 3 of nitrate and the 3 that comes from aluminium. Otherwise, it will look as 33, which is wrong. Let's take our third example, ammonium carbonate. Ammonium carbonate contains ammonium and carbonate radical. Ammonium is plus 1 and carbonate is 2 minus. Here, if we do the cross multiplication of the valencies, we get the formula NH4 whole twice CO3. Here, we will use the bracket on NH4 to separate the 4 and 2. Otherwise, it will look 42, which is wrong. So now you have understood how to write the chemical formulas. Now you can also try writing these chemical formulas. I will list for you here. Write to me in the comment box the chemical formulas of these compounds. Now let us find out how to balance the chemical equations. We do not have any definite rule for balancing a chemical equation. We use hit and trial method. But here I am going to give you a method which is applicable to 70% of chemical equations and it is easy to learn. Let's understand this with few examples. The first example here we have is nitrogen plus hydrogen gives ammonia. The number of nitrogen atoms are 2 on left hand side and 1 on right hand side. The number of hydrogen atoms are 2 on left hand side and 3 on right hand side. In order to use this method, we are going to locate the odd number of atoms and make them even. So I am going to put 2 here on the right hand side before n is 3. This makes the number of nitrogen atom 2 and the number of hydrogen atom 6. This balances the nitrogen atom. In order to balance the hydrogen atom, I am going to place 3 before H2 on the left hand side and this balances the equation. Let's see one more example. In the second example, we have here iron plus chlorine gives iron 3 chloride. Here you can see the number of iron atoms is 1 on both the sides and number of chlorine atoms are 2 on left hand side and 3 on right hand side. Using the same method, I am going to identify the odd number of atoms and make it even. So I am going to place 2 before FeCl3 and this is going to make the number of iron atoms 2 and number of chlorine atoms 6 on right hand side. In order to balance them on the left hand side, I am going to place 2 before Fe. This balances the iron atom and 3 before chlorine. This balances the chlorine atom. Let's take one more example. In the last example here we have is aluminium plus water gives aluminium oxide and hydrogen. Here you can see the number of aluminium atom is 1 on left hand side and 2 on right hand side. Hydrogen atom is 2 on both the sides and oxygen atom is 1 on left hand side and 3 on right hand side. Using the same method, I am going to make the oxygen atom even by placing 2 before Al2O3. This changes the number of aluminium atom to 4 and number of oxygen atom to 6. Now in order to balance the aluminium atom, I am going to place 4 before aluminium in left hand side and this balances the aluminium atom. In order to balance the oxygen atom, I am going to place 6 before H2O and this balances the oxygen atom. But you can see by placing 6 before H2O, this has changed the number of hydrogen atom to 12, and in order to balance hydrogen atom we are going to place 6 before H2 on the right hand side, and this has balanced the chemical equation. So you see that how easy to apply this method by identifying the odd number of atoms and make them even. Here I want to mention one thing, that whenever you place a number, it is always placed before the formula, not after the formula. This completes language of chemistry. In this topic, we understood what are symbols and how to write them, valencies, radicals, valency chart, variable valencies, writing of chemical formulas, and how to balance a chemical equation. I hope you have understood this topic. If you have any query, write to me in the comment box. Like, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching.